Hey, you're listening to the Dollop on the All Things Comedy Network. This is an American history podcast where each week I, Dave Anthony, reads a story
But
from
Dave,
American history to
Dave,
a goober.
Gareth Reynolds, who has no idea what the topic is going to be about normally. But where's your little iPad that you read off of or whatever? Seems strange that you don't have it. Seems like
I'm mad at it.
No.
I'm mad. No, I'm mad at my iPad.
No,
because I bought an iPad.
Dave.
I went to the Verizon
Dave,
store
shut
today,
up.
and I said, "Hey,
Dave,
can you set up
David,
Can you set up
Dave,
internet on this?"
Dave.
And they said,
What?
"This only has Wi-Fi, buddy."
Wait, what?
I bought an iPad that only has Wi-Fi.
I don't even know the difference.
Well, so I can't put it.
Oh, you can't. What do you mean?
Got a cheap deal.
That's wild.
I didn't know they did that anymore.
I mean, that seems... They're like, we got some CDs you can pop in it and get some hours. No, Dave, we're in the midst of a reverse dollop.
Oh.
And I'll say it right off the bat. This is going to be 2.
Glory be to Jesus.
Super weird.
Well, I'm Mormon now.
Super weird. All right, you ready? You want to say anything?
Just keep it chunky.
All right, okie dokie. I remember when
we're still on tour, by the way.
Oh yeah.
If you want to get tickets to our shows, this will go up. So we'll still have after this. We'll have
plenty of shows.
Oklahoma City, and then we'll be in Tulsa. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and then
Dallas
and Houston and Austin.
Oh, Austin's sold out though.
Austin sold out, so don't go to that.
You can try. All right, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, Gareth. Johnstown, Pennsylvania, 1852. It's going good so far.
So far, I don't know if I believe it.
Yeah.
So
it is made up.
This is about the dam?
What are you talking about? Well, by the way, I was like, obviously you're going to know this one. The Cambria Iron Company was founded and within 2 decades was the largest iron producer in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to ask you to not...
Well, but yeah, that's right.
All right. Don't be that.
Well, we gotta keep on top of you.
Nope. The demand was mainly to build the Transcontinental Railroad. 100,000 pounds of steel were needed to build.
Railroads.
There's a guy back then. They're transitioning their railroad. It is weird anytime I hear him say what is he? He's like transitioning. I can't remember what he was talking about recently, but I'm like, oh, now you're pro-trans. All right, asshole.
Now you like it.
100,000 pounds of steel were needed to build the train from New York to California, and Cambria was ready to help. The factory was located in Johnstown because of all the coal and the number of waterways, including the Conemaugh River, which helped with shipping.
Great. I'm proud of your pronunciation.
Time went on, as it do. And by 1881, Cambria was bought by rich guy, congressman, and fan of the best facial hair in the nation's history or future, the neck beard only, Daniel J. Morell.
That's the worst.
It's the best one. It's the best one without question.
It's so upsetting.
It's the facial hair mullet.
Yeah.
It's the business on face, party on the neck.
Yeah.
It's the best. You
can't
can't beat it.
It's the worst.
By the way, I will grow one.
No, you won't.
I'm up without question.
You do it on the last day of the podcast.
Without question, I will have one.
It's over.
And I have good neck coverage, so we're going to be dealing with a turtle.
Do you have good neck?
Yeah.
Why not the face part?
You know what's fucked up? There's a clip of me on Pete Holmes's podcast, and it's one of the one, a lot of comments, and the one that I saw was this guy's like, "Why can't you grow a beard in those spots?" I was like, "Bro, fuck out of here."
That's easy. Gareth is a burn victim.
I should say something like that.
So have some.
Well, the best was there was a guy who talked shit on me about something. I think one of our Dollop clips, and I clicked on his profile picture, and it was just him in a cave, and he had 2 ponytails. And he was calling us like betas, and I was like, cool, double ponytail alpha. Anyway, so Daniel J. Morell had some good and some bad when it came to his labor practices. Even though Morell was insanely rich, he was anti-union. But he wasn't a terrible...
Let's go together a lot.
He wasn't a terrible magnate by today's abysmal standards. He paid $1.50 a day, just like Amazon.
Wow.
which the employees appreciated so much that they would dress up in nice clothes when they went to pick up their paychecks, which is cute.
Wait,
Go ahead.
on paycheck day they dressed up for paycheck day?
Yeah, they would to go get their paychecks. They dressed like in suits
Because
and
they had to
stuff.
go to the office?
No, because they were like, we respect this wage. I think they were like they took it seriously.
Yeah, but
It's better.
it's not.
It was. Whenever I get a check in the mail, I always put on a suit. Open it. That's how you do it. Don't be weird. There was around the clock work though, and injuries obviously. So he built a hospital near the factory,
Right.
and anyone injured while working got free care, which is again one of those funny things.
That's wow. Wow, you
I
did the
know.
thing you should do.
Yep.
Hey.
The company also built a library and a night school for the employees. There was a company store too. Johnstown was pretty happening, even if the people who inhabited it were quite poor. It was described by a journalist in 1885 as, quote, new, rough, and busy, with the rush of huge mills and factories and the throb of perpetually passing trains.
I don't know if that should be a throb, but
Yeah,
go
that's a
ahead.
definite throb.
I don't think that's a
Trains, throb,
rumble.
one sentence. You know what I'm talking about.
But if
I got a
he's
train
paying
throb.
well,
Yeah,
then why are there so many poor people?
that's a crazy. What? What does that even mean?
Sorry.
What are you talking about?
I mean, he essentially owns the whole town, so if he's paying well, then why are the poor people in the town?
No, I'm saying there were some people who got paid well. So he's done. And he was so rich. He had so much money of his own. And that was good for him.
Yeah.
He won.
Right.
He's beating them.
Right.
He is a better person.
Yeah.
He has all the money. He has a neck beard.
Yeah.
Imagine going to the barber for a shave.
What?
Just the face.
I gotta look him up. What's his name? Go ahead.
Daniel J. Morell.
Okay.
Many of the residents could eventually afford modest homes by the nearby Conemaugh riverbank. And look, Dave, I'm not going to lie to you. You were kind of highlighting. Yeah, you saw it?
Why would you do that,
It's
Juice?
awesome, right?
I don't know if awesome's the right
It's
word.
fully clean face.
It's a clean face and
And
a neck hair.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Who does that?
Awesome people who are winning.
That's like,
The best. I agree.
I mean, that's insane.
Really good to see. I agree.
It's not good to see.
It's tough to not have. Yes, exactly. It's the best. It is without question. I mean, let me see him again.
It's the worst beard ever.
It's just crazy. It looks like a neck merkin. It's the best.
I mean,
It's the best.
like, how do you talk to someone? Like, how do you take someone like that seriously?
It looks like he's an actor with a fake chin beard and took it off to just have a conversation. It's what an off-hours Santa looks like when he's getting hammered at a bar.
It's a step below Limp Bizkit.
Listen, it's Durstian.
It's worse than Durstian. It's under Durst.
Oh, it is a good
low
Underdurst.
Durst.
So it is low Durst. We got a low Durst.
It's just the neck.
It's bush. It's hot bush. It's some hot neck bush. He's got a throat beaver.
It's like a pubic neck. It's
really-
not.
yeah.
It doesn't look.
100% neck pubes.
Wow. I'm really
Yep.
upset by this guy, and I don't want him to live through this story.
It's called an under the chin coat. All right. So anyway, like we were saying, there was also some poor people. Look, sure, there were tramps, and some people, for the most part, were okay with it, and some people over the tramps got a little weird. Like the one guy who was really freaked out by them, and in his diary kept what he called a, quote, tramp count. It would read, quote, Wednesday, May 1st, 1889, 2 tramps. Thursday, May 2nd, 2 tramps. And
Any other descriptions of the tramps?
no, just that. Just the number. It was a numbers game. It was like a tramp census.
He's got counting tramps.
Yeah, it's counting tramps.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's how some people fall asleep.
I count tramps.
And so on. Okay. Then there were also hunkies.
Tramp stamps I count too.
Okie dokie. And then there were hunkies. Put your hand down. They were also met with some resistance. That term hunkies was for Hungarians who were now being hired by the mill. And it seems like all immigrants were called hunkies by the residents. So good racism combined with your xenophobia. I'm not sure what it would be.
It's not the worst of all the racist terms you can use.
I bet if a Hungarian heard that, they'd be like,
Really?
don't say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
What about a Garian?
It's a Hungarithian.
What about a Garian?
Outside of what Morell provided, the town had a solid library, an opera house, and a shitload of churches. On a happening Saturday night, you could go get a lecture at the library or take in some music in the park. Plus, there were the shows. Oh, Dave.
Oh.
Oh, Dave, the shows.
Oh.
Like Zozo, the Magic Queen,
Oh, God, love her.
which brought its own, quote, special scenery car.
Yeah.
Or the Johnstown performance of Uncle Tom's Cabin that had actual bloodhounds in the show.
Which don't want to know what they were doing.
Yep, that's absolutely for sure. Good. Now you're mad, boys. Why are we mad, Dad? It's a plot. Or another show that had, quote, 2 Topsies, 2 Marks, Eva and her pony prince, an African mandolin player, and Tinker, the famous trick donkey.
Oh, my God. I want to know more about Tinker.
That's all I have.
Right?
He definitely passed away from stage beatings.
Yeah, I would think so. But until then, he could play Gin Rummy.
Yeah, no, he was a trick donkey. A trick donkey. There was even a roller rink. There were also 123. I thought that was weird.
No, that's not weird.
That to me sounds. There's certain. Also, there were like. It's not. I didn't put it in, but it's like there's Kodak cameras were happening. That feels very.
Kodak. A lot of people are. Yeah, Kodak. This is a big Kodak period.
Yeah, it seems early to me.
Because I've run into. I've come across people being given Kodaks a lot around the time. Yeah, it was like a thing.
That must have been fucking incredible.
Yeah.
That had to be the greatest.
Yeah.
That they had to look at that like how like 80-year-olds look at kids with iPhones now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, look at them taking pictures and everything. But the truth is, that's how I feel about phones now. I'm like, why are you taking so many pictures?
You're the guy to be like, just remember them in your head.
Yeah. That is close to how I feel.
No, I know. You're becoming more, as the world becomes more chaotic, you're trying to find ways to control it through, food.
All right, get out of my ass.
Cameras.
Get out of my ass.
And working out.
Get out of my ass.
Eventually, it'll just snap.
Working out.
Well, the workouts are becoming more extreme, and
you don't even know what my workouts are. What are you talking about? You have no clue what my workouts are. Before this podcast, we're having a very nice exchange about our workouts.
Other stuff.
You fucking asshole. You're such a prick. There were also 123 saloons. And since it was a steel town, the men got drunk.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
On Saturdays, the bars were as busy as they ever were. And at the end of every weekend, the paper would talk about some, quote, disturbance from Saturday night men who would be locked up for behaving in, quote, frontier fashion.
Or having fun. That's all I heard. Having fun.
I agree.
That's actually what it should be called. Where you going? I'm going out to do a little frontiering tonight.
Yeah, fun-tiering.
Fun-tiering.
I'm going to have some fun-tiering.
Shoot in the street.
Yeah. There also were phones. Around 70 of them. And the Hubert house even had an elevator.
So the thing about there being some phones is there's not enough phones to make it
worthwhile.
Yeah, because you have a phone and then you're like, no one.
Who am I going to call? Yeah.
Or then you get one and like someone you don't like gets one and you're like, ah, fuck.
I gotta call Ed.
I gotta call Larry again.
Hey,
Larry.
it's me.
Hey,
how's your phone?
It's good.
Look at this. I'm on the other side of town giving you a call.
We've done this every day for.
You know where they're still the only 2 who have these.
Yes, I know. It's
unbelievable the way the world moves, and it feels like we're just running behind it.
This is the same conversation we have every day.
I'll tell you. How close is your mouth to the word port, the receiver? Are you close to the
way? Were you? That's what happened.
That's because I'll say it sounds perfect. It sounds just like you're in the room with me.
Can you hear the pain?
But I know you're not because we're talking on a phone and we're not in the same room.
It's the same conversation.
How's my sound?
It's great.
Is it better when I'm here or here?
It's the same.
Hey, can I tell you I could do an impression of Tinker the Trick Donkey with my balls? Oh. Hello? Oh, no. Oh. Okay. And Dave, the Conemaugh River was amazing.
That's a nice pronunciation.
The Conemaugh River was amazing for fishing. There were catfish and pike, which everyone thought was salmon at the time.
I think it's pike.
Trout, eels, crawfish. It was just, you shouldn't go fishing too far downstream where the mill was dumping all of its dark black waste.
Ooh.
The Conemaugh was huge, Dave.
Huge in the sense that it's a large river physically, or huge in the sense that it was awesome?
Both. I think both.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was so big that you could fill a lake with the water, so that's exactly what they did.
Well, that's how rivers work.
Come on. This is a man-made lake. This is different.
All right.
So they dug a lake,
Mm-hmm.
and guess what they called it?
The Frank.
The Conemaugh Lake.
Oh.
That's right. Above Johnstown, they dug this Conemaugh Lake
Mhm.
in an area known as South Fork. Now, the idea was it was there when they needed it in time of droughts.
Sure.
Pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Something that we can both get behind that.
Yep.
The lake would hold almost 4 million gallons, and with that much water, they needed a strong dam.
Mm-hmm.
And the dam was constructed
Mm.
of mud and clay mounds and layers of small stones and layers of heavy rocks and smashed slate.
That doesn't sound good.
The building began in 1840.
You said layers.
Layers, bro. The building began in 1840 and really went through some shit to get it ready. Weather was a major factor as the area would get insane rainfalls.
Hence the filling of the lake.
That's exactly right, dude. And the Conemaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But regardless, on June 10th, 1852, the dam got completed. Now, any good damsman will tell you that the thing you need in a good dam, besides a lot of love,
Mm-hmm.
is the old sluice pipe.
Oh, I love a sluice pipe.
Okay, you know what a sluice is?
You know what I've been. Some of the best things you can do for a sluice pipe: beans, prunes.
I think we're talking about different stuff. Hold on.
Just greens in general, like a.
I don't think we're
leafy
thinking
green,
about
like a salad.
What do you think a sluice pipe is?
It's the thing that your poop comes out of.
Okay, all right. No. Sluice
Hey,
is
beg to differ.
okay.
So just so you know,
Sluices
the,
were
America you live in
sluices
is one in which we both get to
Sluices.
choose our own sluice.
Sluices were drainage pipes.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
No, in dams. They were at the base of the dam. So what you'd do is during a flood or heavy rainfall, you'd open the sluice.
Yep.
Dave, it's not what you think it is. And then the water would slowly drain out. The excess water would slowly drain out, and that would help keep the water levels low so the dam would never crest over the top. Now, I can't stress this enough, Dave. You do not want that. You don't want the water over the top of the dam, okay?
Yeah, because if it goes over the top, then it starts undermining the structure.
It's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Sluices, and I've had this experience as well.
So the South Fork Dam closed. The sluice pipes and the lake was filled. Now remember, you want to.
Yeah.
It's good to close them. You want them closed.
Okay, we get the water up.
Yeah, that's how you get the exact. See, I don't know if you fucking
dams work.
Yeah, you're fucking on top of this. So with the lake came more beautiful nature to behold. There already was. I mean, there were a lot of black bears and there were 20-pound turkeys, which is a good size. It all filled out pretty well.
Water monster.
Water monsters. There were a bunch of water monsters
Sure.
in the town. Hey, did you hear about the water monsters?
It's going so well up at the old new lake.
You know they got a sludge creature.
Monster.
They got a pond. They got a pond.
He don't like the sluicing.
They got an underwater pondman who's banging the sluices. Did you hear?
I did not.
He clogged it with his seaweeds.
Oh, good Lord.
So yeah, and some even found that the lake had healing powers, like Dr. Robert Montgomery Smith Jackson, who wrote about the Iron Springs in his book The Mountain.
So there was an early Dr. Oz.
Yeah, well, to that point. You must remember when we're talking about Smith Jackson that he also would sometimes bartend at a hotel for fun, and when he was bartending, he would display 2 jars behind him near some whiskey bottles. In each jar was a preserved human stomach. One was from a guy who died of natural causes, and the other was from a guy who died of delirium tremors. So just something to factor in. Well, what do you think?
What is he doing?
I think what he was doing.
You fucking talk.
No. I think what he was doing was he was showing what happens if you drink.
In a bar?
Yeah, it's
Well,
weird.
that's bad for business.
I might be wrong, but that's what I choose to believe.
Can I get a whiskey?
Well, it depends which stomach you want to die with. Which one you think?
Neither.
Look at that. And then one night when he's like in the weeds, there's a lot of people. He's accidentally pouring like the stomach fluid into it. Hey, you go. A Manhattan. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, good Lord.
A guy comes back up. Excuse me. I believe there's been a mistake. Oh no. I think there's supposed to be a garnish on this glass. Other than that, it's the finest Manhattan I've ever had. Okay. So, in 1875, Congressman John Riley bought the area, the dam, South Fork, that whole little zone. When he bought it, though, the dam was in need of some repairs. So he did what any
Who did
sane
buy it?
person.
Who had built it first?
There was some other
The
guy.
town or just a private?
No, it was another private owner.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So the dam was in need of some repairs, and he made the brave decision to ignore that. But he did make one change. What are you doing? Get out of my camera.
It's story time.
No. Move. No.
What
Move.
are you
Move.
talking about? Sometimes we...
No, go to the Dollop Patreon if you want to
Snuggles.
see the snuggles.
Snuggles.
So the one change he made was he removed and sold the sluice pipes at the bottom of the dam,
Oh.
which is smart.
No, well...
Kinda.
I tried that.
Yeah.
And
I think you're talking about something else. Yeah.
In the hospital.
So in 1880, he sold that area to Benjamin Ruff for a $500 loss.
Don't do it to a guy named Ruff.
Ruff was a rich Coke salesman.
I wish that was the other kind of Coke.
I know. That's all I kept thinking.
Yeah.
Give me that other spelling. What are you
Yeah.
saying? You're just running this.
Just a rich cocaine guy.
Just
I'm gonna get a lake. I'm gonna get a lake.
Gacking lines off the dam.
Fucking sleuthing.
Oh, Jesus. He's got the sluice pipe. He's doing blow through it. Jesus Christ, Ruff, are you okay? Leave me the fuck alone.
I'm telling you, they're coming for me.
Oh man. Hand me that sluice. So he was a rich Coke salesman, and he dabbled in trains, and he would share in the purchase of this area with Henry Clay Frick, who was a prick. Their plan was to make the area not just a beautiful place to visit, but a beautiful place to visit for the rich.
Yeah.
They began to build what would be known as the South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club.
Fuck yes.
A private club for the wealthy that could afford it.
Yeah, this is what Lake should be for.
I agree.
Rich people only.
I agree. And well, it was a beautiful area. And I think one of the things that this show has taught me is that everything's always been totally fucked and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just another example where they build up this beautiful private area. You
need a place you can accidentally kill a date.
Well, yeah, exactly. I've accidentally driven my babysitter into the Connemore Lake. She's not alive because she will no longer perform fellatio upon me. That's how I've determined her passing.
And now I'll just be doing women's legislation forever to make up for it.
Oh, fuck.
I'm good.
You think that's what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So Ruff rounded up a number of Pittsburgh gentlemen to invest in the club, and their modus operandi was, quote, the protection and propagation of game and game fish and the enforcement of all laws of this state against the unlawful killing or wounding of the same. I don't know. But Ruff was the president of the club. Basically, he's like, we're going to respect this area and fucking kill a bunch of stuff. But the dam still was in need of some repairs when he bought it, as we already established. Aside from replacing the sluices, which, as we've already established, were removed.
Mm-hmm.
Ruff acknowledged that the issues were there, and he was ready to build the dam about 40 feet higher and cut a spill-off at about 20 feet below that. Now, the spill-off is the place where the excess water would go, say, if there were a flood. Which I'm not saying
so
there
we're
is.
getting rid of that?
Well, that's what he was supposed to do. But he saw that it was pretty expensive to do all that.
Yeah, it's going to cost money.
He had money. I mean, he had money. But he decided, you know what, the old dam's actually pretty good.
The reason he had money is because he didn't go around willy-nilly spending money on dams.
On safety and the empathy for other beings.
Yeah, humans.
So he decided the old dam would work. And he hired 50 men to build the dam up with local rock, mud brush, hemlock, hay, pretty much anything they could find. Even horse shit. They put a bunch of horse shit in it.
I mean, the thing about hay is that it's going to eventually disintegrate. It'll be gone.
I don't know. I think I would counter that if you're using the horse's shit in there, that's binding. The Great Wall of China is
Don't
pretty much hay and horse poop.
Don't start with me.
It is.
Great Wall of China.
It is. It is.
You always come up with these weird shit
is.
facts.
Yeah, well, buddy, that's why I've got that show on Vice, Shit Facts. By the way, when are we airing? And I'm looking at the camera. When are we airing? So at this time, the dam was 72 feet high and 931 feet wide.
And so they didn't put the new sluices in.
No sluices. So the dam has no sluices.
They just built it up higher.
Built it up a little bit. Kind of reinforced it a little bit.
It doesn't seem like great. So there's no. I mean, there's no. So if it floods, it's going to go over. There's no way to really release
If
the
it floods.
pressure.
If it floods.
It's not. It's going to flood.
No. No, it actually doesn't.
Because nature.
No, it doesn't. No. Hey, let me ask you something. How many trains are you a part of?
Which kind
Oh,
of
I guess none. So maybe you should shut the fuck up. Let this guy cook. Okay?
Are we talking about human centipede train?
Yeah.
Or make it human?
Yeah.
Like a human train?
By the way, you, me, and Luke should do a human centipede for Halloween.
Probably.
It's time. So, 1880 to 1885, the club continued construction. They made 16 cottages along the Conemaugh River.
It's a fucking.
And
it's a fuck place.
It's a fuck shack.
Like, if rich guys are creating a little club in the woods, it's for fucking.
When you see the people, you are kind of like, this is all.
I mean, I've seen the neckbeard.
No. That's the only good guy in this.
It's not a good guy.
He's the only good guy. They made 16 cottages along the Conemaugh River, and while they looked like doll houses with Victorian architecture, they were actually insane inside. Conemaugh cottages, understating it. Each one had fireplaces, kitchens, dining rooms. They built an exclusive clubhouse into a hotel with 47 rooms and a grand dining room that sat 150 members. There were hammocks under the trees. The club also provided 50 rowboats, canoes, sailboats, even a steam yacht. They had a regatta, for Christ's sake. I mean, this place is awesome. Keep the poors out of it.
Yeah, you should be. Well, no, I think you should be able to bring up a poor and then
Hunt them. I agree.
Yeah.
That's the only reason to do it.
Yeah.
It's just so. You know what I would love to do is get a poor from down there in Johnstown and put some beef on a string connected to a hat and just see how far they run. Once they're tuckered out, we can go over there, beat them with clubs, get the bloodhounds from Uncle Tom's Cabin Performance, which I saw, which was great, by the way, and have the bloodhounds take part of it and make it a whole thing.
By the way, I have a bear now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome, dude. That's great.
Yeah.
Good for you. Oh.
You've never really seen.
Bang a line with the sluice.
Until you've seen a bear tear a poor apart, it's just, you really haven't lived.
I love it's just great to watch.
Yeah.
From a balcony.
Yep.
So here's the thing, Dave. Ruff saw the dam as also a great walking path to and from the club. But an issue emerged with the dam walking path.
Because it's...
Well, you could only have...
Turn into a cruising spot?
No. Also cool. You could only have one carriage cross it at a time.
Because it's too thin.
It's too thin.
So one way, or what happens?
So you would have to, that was not possible. So you'd have to have a carriage wait.
So how are you having wait? Like a guy signals? Like, what are you doing?
I don't even, I don't have the answer, but I would assume they do the thing when you're on a one-lane street, going each way, and there's some guy standing there with a stop sign.
Yeah.
And he holds it.
How does he know that there's a carriage at the other side?
The telephones. They have the telephones.
Oh, they have phones.
He would call him. He'd be like, Hey,
Birdie.
How's it going down there? You got a carriage?
We got a carriage coming through. Didn't you get my last call? The Dollop is brought to you by Squarespace.
Oh, Daddy.
Squarespace, all-in-one platform
Daddy.
to help you stand out, succeed online. Gareth, you want to succeed?
I mean, I don't.
Okay.
But I get the impulse.
Okay, I get it. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out or you're scaling up, whatever you're doing there, Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain. You can showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, get paid, all in one place. You can get all in one place.
Let me jump in here.
Go.
If you guys like Squarespace so much, why isn't your Dollop page or your personal pages or your sources page Squarespace? Oh, Go ahead.
All of it.
All of it is.
We're all in Squarespace
Jack.
because it's the best.
Yep.
We did try other dumb website companies and they sucked, and we're sticking with Squarespace
I
forever.
love them.
Easy to use, great templates. They got 24/7 support. You never have to update anything.
I'm dating Squarespace.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm dating you dating Squarespace.
Yes, we're dating each other. We're in a thing.
I like to watch you.
No, stop talking. Do the ad. Do the ad. Do the ad. Do the ad. Do the ad.
Open mouth.
Do the ad.
Look, you can do anything you want. You can put up videos. You can get paywalls up to make some money after your
content with your merch.
Sweet merch.
Truly.
Stream your workflow with built-in appointment schedule and email marketing tools.
Up.
All of it.
Just scale up.
Get paid on time, professional, on-brand invoices, online. I said everything, right?
You did.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know why you're yelling, but
yeah, so we're all in. We've got everything with Squarespace.
Yeah.
And the reason is because it's awesome. They've also been babysitting my kid.
Oh, my God.
He's 24.
Oh, my God.
So check out squarespace.com/dollop for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code DOLLOP to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/dollop for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code DOLLOP to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Mm-hmm.
Gareth, we are also brought to you by Chewy. I've ordered from Chewy. Chewy makes
We're
lots
huge.
here.
You and I are both huge fans of Chewy.
I've ordered tons of stuff from Chewy. The food's the first thing you think of, but then they have everything else you want.
I get a lot of stuff. I get certain, like, truly, I'm overwhelmed with how much I love Chewy. We were very excited to be working with Chewy.
We were. That was one of the
very excited.
That's a brand that comes on board and you're like, well, I already use Chewy.
Very easy to talk about.
Constantly. And it is Chewy, isn't it?
Yes.
People don't say that enough.
I don't even know what you need.
But you just sink your teeth into it.
Yeah.
They got pet prescriptions. You can get pet insurance. You can telehealth vet visits, and they're even rolling out vet clinics across the country. So it's all Chewy all the time.
Yeah.
And you can get stuff directly to your door in 1 to 2 days. Not just for dogs or cats. They also do birds and fish and reptiles and everything. We can name another animal. Name another animal.
Reptiles.
We already did. We already did that, didn't we? Birds, fish, and reptiles. We did reptiles. Bears.
Bears. They got a bunch of bear stuff. Get a bear collar.
So Chewy has top tier 24/7 customer service. You get expert advice over chat or phone, the day or night, whatever you needed. And they're great. Like I said, I've been using them for a while. And the stuff gets there. It's fast. It's priced great. Chewy all day long.
Yep.
But if you have a pet, it just getting stuff shipped to you makes everything so much easier.
Yeah.
Than driving to a pet store.
I'll also say,
and...
like anytime I've had questions for Chewy, those hold times, there's no company that connects with you faster.
I totally agree.
Do you are you serious?
Yeah, I'm totally. Yeah.
I'm like literally like they answer before it rings, and I'm like, "What's going on?" Like, "How's it going? What's going on?" I'm like, was this a trap?
Yeah, with me, they just like, what's going on with Larry?
Yeah, no, I love that too. Like, how's Jose? I'm like, they're like, this is about that. It is. They're just the best.
So check out Chewy. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now, you can save $20 off your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/dollop. That's chewy.com/dollop. Save 20. That's chewy.com/dollop to save $20 off your first order with free shipping. Chewy.com/dollop. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details. Gareth, we are also brought to you by Hulu. The Bill Burr special is dropping. We want to thank Hulu for sponsoring us and bringing Bill into our lives.
Love Bill. Nobody better.
You can see his new hilarious Stamp special, Bill Burr, Drop Dead Years, now streaming on Hulu. We are big fans of Bill. We've been fans of Bill for years. I think he is maybe the best stand-up worker today.
Also, we should say one time you and I, when you had a bit of road bod going on, we saw him in an airport and he goes, Jesus, Dave, you're really letting that dad bod rock.
I don't know why you always have to bring that up, but there you are, just really letting me.
You're hot now. Everyone's talking about how good your arms look.
Ladies and gentlemen, legendary comedy icon Bill Burr is now streaming on Hulu with his new hilarious stand-up special, Bill Burr, Drop Dead Years. Get Bill's provocative, unfiltered, honest point of view on everything from marriage and parenthood to dating advice and dropping dead. With his new signature raw wit and sharp commentary, Bill fearlessly pushes boundaries as he navigates the nonsense and weighs in on mental health, social media, and societal norms. In his first Hulu stand up comedy special, no topic is off limits, with Burr's refreshingly candid take on the chaotic landscape of our world today. Burr's unique ability to blend deep critique with laugh out loud humor is exactly what makes this one of his most personal and funniest hours yet. See the new hilarious stand up special, Bill Burr, Drop Dead Years, now streaming on Hulu.
So what are these rich people to do, Dave? Wait for a
Yeah.
carriage? I mean, you pointed it out. It's a
Yeah.
construction. It's a fucking flaw. So they wanted to widen it
Yeah.
to
a
make it
road.
so that two carriage, exactly, like a road. Exactly,
Road
Dave.
size.
And in order to do that, they had to lower the dam a little bit,
Yeah.
which seems strange to some. Because the whole point of the dam is to not have water go over it.
Well,
And if the
no.
water crests above it, the dam breaks.
It's also about driving your carriages around.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's some things are twofers.
Yeah.
So lowering would make it easier for the water to crest. Now, but what do we know? We're just a couple of yahoos who are being paranoid. So they widened it and they lowered it and they had carriage freedom
There you go.
and just beautiful. People
Oh.
were people going to and fro.
Well, thank you. This was a great story.
Well, here's the thing though. Some of the people in Johnstown thought it looked a little dicey. Among them, Morell, who would tell Ruff how he felt. Now, the more you read about it, the more it seems like Morell was not necessarily concerned about the safety of the people of Johnstown as much as the safety of his workers and his mills.
Yeah.
But he wanted to make sure the dam was okay. But Ruff wasn't really listening to that because he was focused on the main concern, which was the fishing. Now, sure, there were fish in the lake.
Did they import fish?
Well, he didn't have fuck you fish.
Okay.
So he ordered 1,000 black bass to stock the lake. So, and that's the bass went for about $1 a piece. So it was a lot of money. It was that's like $30,000 in today's bass.
Where do you get a black bass from?
Oh, are you asking who he did or how you could get some now?
Yeah.
I can get you a bunch now. How many do you want?
Like 70?
My guy only works in thousands.
Oh.
So what if you got 6,000 to 7,000?
Yeah, I actually do that.
And where are you putting them, just so I know, so I can tell the guy?
I mean, definitely some will be in the bathtub.
I don't think you know how many, like 7,000 bass is a ton. So you just want
I got a
70,
lot- I got a
70
lot
for
of-
a tub is a lot, by the way.
I got a lot of buckets.
I'm gonna
It'd just be around the yard.
keep I'm gonna not link you up with him.
No, we got it. I also have. Yeah, I mean, I got other things I can put them in.
Put what in?
The black.
I don't want to hear about the sluice.
What about trout?
So
Trout.
no, stop talking, please. He wanted to make sure the fish couldn't sneak out, though, right?
What does that even fucking?
Well, because we got the dam. We got the dam. Everyone's whining
I thought
about.
that the sluices are gone.
There's no sluices, but there's still there's still areas for the fish to escape. Like,
What are we doing?
I agree. You have every right to be that mad that you threw your empty can of soda on a hotel floor. You have every right.
What are we doing?
I agree. Okay?
The fish can just willy nilly.
Well,
where they want.
listen. Okay,
It's not what Jesus made dams for.
stop. It has dawned on me that this is a story of J-Town, and I don't want to get into it. So they installed fish traps, which are iron screens that were covering the opening of the spillway. Okay, so
Yeah.
during higher water times, the screen would be there
Great.
to prevent the fish from going through. So that way, none of the fish are escaping.
Yeah, but
Everybody wins.
there would be a fucking asshole.
Yeah, agreed. So I'm trying to think if there are any other issues.
No.
Okay. There was an issue in the middle of the dam because it had broken there before. So there was a sag.
To patch it up, right?
There was a sag in the middle, which is
Okay,
bad.
so patch it up. They patch it up.
No. The center sagged about 4 feet lower than the rest of the dam.
Uh-huh.
Meaning that where the dam should have been the highest or the most reinforced, it would receive the most pressure if there was a flood.
Well, that sounds like
which I'm not saying there would be, but if there were, it would be more prone
it's
to
not going to
breaking.
be a flood, but also that sounds like it's the water's fault.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, the little fucking divot in the middle.
Yeah, it's a little.
Get over it.
It's a doinky.
Hey, did I tell you the carriages can go both ways?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. So you just didn't want the dam overflowing in the center.
That's right.
And the lake was taken from 40 feet to about 60 feet. But then again, all good.
That's a pretty large.
That's big.
That's a big difference.
It's big.
Yeah.
But it's great.
Yeah.
We got a lot of bass.
And,
Fishing has just started.
And as I recall,
fishing is like 10 years in.
As I recall, you said that they built it with like twigs and
berries and poop and like string.
Yeah, sounds
Some guy threw a rubber band in it.
Yeah.
Things are good.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Morell kept talking about it, but nobody listened. Morell even joined the club to explain his worries as a member. They ignored it. He offered.
Wait, he just joined, so.
Well, I don't know. My guess is that he joined because he was like, "Fucking, we're rich. This is awesome."
Yeah.
But while he was there, he was also like, "Hey, this is fucking crazy."
I think this is just like a crazy sex getaway, weird old guy, rich guy stuff, right?
No. But I bet you there was weird porn. I mean, anywhere where the rich go is weird shit's happening. Yeah,
there's weird shit.
You can't. It's like Davos. I love listening to like people talk about Davos like well, you know what I heard from Davos? It's like, yeah, guess what? It's like the epicenter of bullshit every year.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was like, I'll do the repairs, I'll oversee it. He was ignored continually, and in 1880 he sent an engineer to go out there and inspect it. His engineer was John Fulton, a mining engineer. Great guy. Friend of show. And a geologist who was working for the Cambria Iron Company. So he gave his findings to Morell, and on November 26th, he stated to Morell that he did not think the dam was in great condition. And even with the repairs that had been made, and he's air quoting, he didn't find that they were done in a, quote, careful and substantial manner, or with the care demanded in a large structure of this kind, end quote.
Yeah, but these kind of guys are just like, why do you always have to be so negative?
I think the thing is that if you have a cool kick-ass club and someone comes over with a bunch of like, I got some things you gotta do to your dam. It's like, bro, we're banging bears over here.
Plus, fuck your regulations.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, what are you doing?
Well, a deregulation is what makes America great.
That's why you have awesome cabins where you can sick bears on poor people.
Yeah, and then cut to today when every bridge has styrofoam in it.
Yeah.
So
it's good.
It's great. So Morell handed the report to Ruff, who did reply in a letter. Quote, we consider his conclusions as to our safe course of no more value than his other assertions. You and your people are in known danger from our enterprise. Very respectfully, B.F. Ruff, President.
Or fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you letter.
Go fuck them.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah. But Morell pushed back in a letter that said, quote, we do not wish to put any obstruction in the way of your accomplishing your object in the reconstruction of this dam. But we must protest against the erection of a dam at that place that will be a perpetual menace to the lives and property of those residing in this upper valley of the Conemaugh from its insecure construction. In my judgment, there should have been provided some means by which the water would be let out of the dam in case of trouble, and I think you will find it necessary to provide an outlet pipe or gate before any engineer could pronounce this job a safe one. If this dam could be securely reconstructed with safe means of driving off the water in this work as a very desirable one, arrangements could be made to store the water in this reservoir and could be used in time of drought in the mountains. This company would be willing to cooperate with you. I'm almost done. This company would be willing to cooperate with you in the work and would contribute liberally towards making the dam absolutely safe.
Blah, 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 blah. Dude, enjoy the boats. We're hunting, we're fishing, we bring the girls up on weekends. Just shut the fuck up and have a good time. Is that
And him
possible?
reading it. What the fuck? My joke was Ruff declined the offer, and he just texted back TLDR. So Ruff was totally like, dude, fuck off. You got a fucking neck beard.
There's a fucking idiot.
You got a neck beard. Shut up.
I mean, that was a problem. Like, people are just like,
it is
why
hard.
do you have the beard?
But a lot of people had that.
No, they didn't.
Are you sure?
Yes, that's not a style.
No, there was others. Horace Greeley. We've done this on the show before.
Have we?
Yeah, I've commented on my passion for Horace Greeley. This is the best one of all time. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
But that looks like a collar.
Dave, look at this man.
I see it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Look at this man.
But you know,
it's off center.
But that one's Horace Greeley's is better because it's bigger. Merrill's just looks like a layer of hair underneath. It doesn't look like a.
This is weird.
There's no style to it. It's just like these are.
What do you want me to do? Gel it? I'm not gonna throw LA looks into his neck beard.
Like, do something with it.
I mean, look, it.
Cornrows.
Oh, dude, there's still guys doing it.
No, come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
That's awesome.
I've never been. So everything in this episode is coming back right now.
Look at this one.
Oh fuck! That's like a West Virginia.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
this guy's is good.
Yeah, it's bad.
Good
it's
one.
bad. It's a terrible thing, and people need to.
This one kicks ass.
Just stop being a person. At that point, just be like, I'm not.
If you want to see these pictures, you can be in this room right now.
Get a drink.
Where are you going? You're not allowed to do that. Okay, so anyways, finally in 1879, the club was ready and it was opened.
It wasn't even open this whole time?
Well, no, it was open for some of this time. But the club was officially opened. It might have been later than that. Anyway, the membership fee was $800.
That's a lot.
And the rules were simple. No shootings on Sunday, which America should bring back, by the way.
Are we talking about people?
Yeah. This is a public school shootings. Yeah. And you can't do that. Nobody's at school. And if you didn't own a cottage, you were capped out at 14 days per visit.
Yeah, that's fair.
61 who's who names were on the membership roster, among them Andrew Carnegie. Friend of the show. Every now and then, one of the Johnstown poors would get to visit and would return to tell other people in Johnstown how the rich were living up on the mountain.
Yeah.
It was only 15 miles away, but it seemed like another world.
It is.
Now, there had been major floods in the area in 1885, 1887,
all right,
1888.
Oh, Jesus
The one in 85, the Stony Creek River got 3 feet higher in under an hour.
Oh, God, you're boring me with this shit.
Come on, lock in.
It's just like, let people have fun.
I'm letting them have fun.
Yeah, but you keep bringing up this stuff that
ends
everybody out.
Okay, look, you want me to be honest? I have a bias.
I'm not here to hear fucking shitty stuff. Listen to the Dollop for the fun part.
I have a bias.
Get into what they're doing in the cabins. Get into the hunting. Let's go.
In 1887, the first glory hole was installed in the main conference area.
Oh my God, I'm hard.
So in 1889, Dave, the winter was very tough. There were very high levels of snow, which meant melting in the mountains later than usual that year. Plus, April and May were super rainy.
Yeah, you know what
I'm
that
just
means.
telling you what.
So then you got the snow, and then the
rain.
The rain comes and melts the snow really
Can you do this in a Bill Cosby voice?
No.
You got the rain and the snow and then the water.
It's probably your best rapist impression.
I do a better one. So many options now.
Trump. Yeah, never mind.
Trump.
What am I saying? You do better, Trump.
And I love to do it, even when they don't love it. So super rainy, and there was a lot more water in the rivers than usual. And Johnstown was getting hit too. But Dave, Memorial Day in 1889, there was a break from the weather. And so the people of Johnstown celebrated.
Hell yeah.
They had a big parade that Friday morning. Reverend H.L.
Wait. Was it a parade for another reason, or did the weather just break and they had a parade?
No, it was for Memorial Day, but they were like, we're not going to be able to do the parade. And then they were like, get it, let's go, there's a parade. What was weather prediction like back then? Nothing, right?
You had the almanac, and then some guy would ride into town and be like, "It's raining over there." That would be it.
It's the best. Oh shit!
But we're going back to that since they're
I know, yeah,
all weather.
yeah, I know, yeah. That's fucking amazing. Okay, so Reverend H.L. Chapman said, quote, "The morning was delightful. The city was in the gayest mood, with flags and flowers and banners everywhere. We could see almost everything of interest from our porch. The streets were more crowded than we have ever seen before." But Dave, sadly, the parade was short-lived.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. A heavy storm moved in and cut it all short. Like a big storm. Like big.
What are you saying?
Like the biggest.
Okay.
Like it actually was two storms. And they kind of merged and converged and froze right over that area.
That's a lot.
There's a lot. It was pouring rain.
Mhm.
Pouring rain. And at the South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club, well, a little worry was setting in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were starting
Why?
to get, well, because they're starting to go, this is like hurricane level rainfall.
Might get out.
Well, that's certainly a concern, but I think some of them were starting to go,
Well, we didn't think about this.
this wasn't something that was in the plan.
Oh, I wish someone had written a report.
Should we get the catamaran? What do you think? Maybe the steamboat?
How's your cigar?
Yeah. So club engineer John Park was woken up by the rain, and when he saw the level of rainfall, he was freaking the fuck out. The Conemaugh Lake was rising quickly, hoping that it would just stop, which seemed to be the plan, wasn't working.
That's a great idea.
So he and some of the employees went over there to inspect it, and the water was rising at an alarming level, around an inch every 10 minutes. So the water had high potential for going over the dam center, where again, I don't know if you remember,
but I think it's fine.
Well, there was a little sag in the middle.
But that's what
I know.
Doesn't mean
that's what I'm
anything.
saying.
It just means that
That's
more water.
I'm telling you what they're saying. I'm with you.
Okay.
Okay. There's no fucking problem.
Yeah.
Everything's fine until it isn't.
That's right.
And then when it isn't,
blame the sluice.
Yeah. Then you got sluice problems. But really, at this point, what could they do? They had no sluices. They had no useful spillover area. And the only hole that was cut in the dam for drainage was now clogged with debris because someone put a fish crate over it. So,
well, how do you keep the fish in?
That's exactly the point that I think we're all making.
Thank you.
So, Park went to Colonel Elias J. Unger.
Gotta go to a colonel. Who
was making all the calls that day as he was the current club president.
So he's got like 6 phones and he's picking them up.
And it's all the guy had.
Go ahead.
Does this one work?
Talk to me, Jimmy.
Does it sound like I'm in the room with you?
Yeah.
It's all me. Quit picking up each one.
Holy shit, I'm talking to myself.
Hey, it's me again.
Hey, this is weird. I'm talking to myself.
Hello, it's me on the other one.
Hey, have you seen your mother?
Listen, we have multiple personalities, and this is the only way we can engage them. Our therapist told us to.
Sybil, the phone.
So he goes and wakes up Elias J. Unger, who was now the current club president. I got to tell you the bad news.
What?
Ruff died.
Oh.
B.F. Ruff died. He was now dead. He died in 1887.
What did he die of?
Someone gave him a stomach to drink at a bar, and he drank the whole fucking thing, and you can't have 2 stomachs in one body.
Yeah, you know what? You can't just slam a whole stomach. You gotta take it in parts.
So what happened was he drank the stomach that was bad. Yeah. It replaced his stomach, and then he had a bad stomach, and he died.
That's like that's what like guys do in fraternities, you know.
Stomach chug, stomach chug. Hear it, Duke. So Elias Unger was extremely out of his element when he saw what was going on.
Yeah.
He knew it was, quote, serious, end quote, but he didn't know what to do. They kept telling...
Well, what can you do? It's too late.
They kept telling Colonel Unger to tear out that bridge and pull the big iron fish screen out, but Colonel Unger wouldn't do it.
Why?
Because he was still like, might lose fish. He's like, look, I hear you.
Did you not hear I said black bass?
It's really bad. But imagine if we did that and we were okay and we lost a bunch of fish.
I mean, think about it.
So with no other option, what do you think they did?
Left?
They attempted to build the dam higher.
In the middle of the...
in the middle of a biblical rainfall.
That's a great idea.
So
It's a great idea.
So they basically were like throwing, like handing down as much earth as they possibly could to heighten the dam.
But how?
Well, they're just I mean, yeah, it's not fucking
It's
working.
like guys picking up dirt.
They were
right?
handing it to each other. They were doing the bail the
Doing
bucket
buckets?
thing. Yeah, they were doing buckets. They were bailing the bucket with like handing each other earth.
Build up a dam in the middle of a storm.
When the dam's failing.
Well,
And they're really just focusing on the middle part that's like, you know, shitty.
old people are so dumb.
Oh, some of these people weren't old. These are like workers helping them.
Sorry, rich people.
Rich people. But I don't even think John Park, he might have been wealthy.
I mean,
but he's a good guy.
They're just desperate.
Well, and it's all Unger's call. Like
Yeah.
John Park was like, dude, with this fucking crazy, and he was like, oh shit.
All you should do is tell everybody south to get the fuck out.
Well, I don't agree. Build a dam. Now you build the dam. So they maybe bought themselves a foot in the middle, max. And now the water. Well, now unfortunately the water level was like 2 feet from the top of the dam's center.
Oh my god!
So Unger made the brave call, and now he's like, let's get the fish screens out of there.
Oh
yeah, but it was too late.
Has anybody considered firing the
Unger?
water?
That's an interesting point. Listen, water, it's just not.
You're out.
You're out. Dirt, you're in. Because the screen wouldn't budge. It was so jammed up with all the debris, and
yeah, you can't move it at that point.
Yeah, they couldn't.
It's essentially a wall.
Yes, and it's underwater now so far that it's difficult. So Unger was now officially freaked out.
Why?
Well, I think he's like, I fucked up. So he didn't know what to do. He basically calls it. He's like, we're done. So they were all tired. Apparently, right after this, he went home and just fell down. He's like, I'm the victim.
Yeah, well, he tried, and the water's just fucking him. So, like, I don't blame him.
This water's a hunky.
This is clearly the water's fault.
This is hunky water.
Yes.
This water's Hungarian.
Thank you.
Sweat.
Now we're getting to it.
Oh, I wish we had a pony who could. I wish there was a donkey who could help us right now. Anyone? Hello?
A magic donkey?
Hello? He's on the phone. Get me the donkey. So he calls it. So John Park is like, fuck that. He decides he wants to ride his horse to the telegraph office to alert them ASAP.
To Paul Revere situation.
He Paul Reveres it. So he got to the office in 10 minutes. He ran over to the train yard near the telegraph office, and he shouted to a crowd that the dam was in a bad spot and, quote, take that message to the telegraph office. And it wasn't... Go ahead.
What's the telegraph office going to do?
They're going to send a telegraph to all the cities that are down.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because it wasn't just Johnstown that was in danger, but there's other cities down the Connemara River. And
there's below that is fucked town. You screwed town. You're all going to die town. And there's a whole bunch of them all the way down.
I've really, first of all, you don't know how this
By
goes.
the way, they named it poorly.
You were asking for it. We're going to be Finesville. Also gone. But the thing was, the people were like, who heard it were kind of like, dude, chill.
Yeah.
Like everyone, like he's shouting about it. But the problem was, there had been this level of, it's obviously very reminiscent of what we deal with now, where it's like, shit's not fucked till it's fucked.
Yeah.
So the Tribune in Johnstown had been writing about this and had been on the side of like, don't worry, like it's fine, like so all this stuff.
So now, if you're a newspaper that's been writing on the side of it, now you can't go, oh my god, it's bad. You have to be like, yay, man, you know.
Well, you do that. Then I mean, that's what they do all the time in our media, where it's like they don't report on it, and then it happens. They're like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
What an unbelievable tragedy.
I was just reading about people saying that today.
Yeah.
I not like this.
Yeah.
Like that's
about what?
About Trump and that stuff. Yeah. No, I didn't mean like
well,
this.
I always think that's so funny too. I mean, not funny, it's fucking horrible, but like the lead up, how they're all like, this man should not be the and then like, you know, a month and a half later, they're like, Trump named a puppet as the Secretary of State, you know, and you're just like, yeah, dude, this is why like your fucking journalism you were practicing leading up to this was dog shit. You had one job. So, so like I said, the Tribune paper framed this all as largely overblown. So with hesitation, eventually, telegraph operator Emma Ehrenfield did send the message at 1:52 p.m. that read, quote, "The water is running over the breast of lake, dam and center west side and is becoming dangerous,"
Oh
end
boy.
quote. A half hour later, another message was sent, quote, "The damage is becoming dangerous and dam may possibly go." So the water was cutting holes in the dam more and more. The pressure was crushing it. The water was cresting at the sagging center of it all. And then at 3:10 p.m.
You know
with
what? When you say a time,
yeah,
it's really bad.
why?
It just any dollop when you say a exact time,
You mean it's not me specific whenever you
never,
know the exact time?
never good. It's never good.
Well, you ain't wrong, dog.
At
Um
least it's not 3:10 a.m.
no, it's not. It's not 3:10 a.m., but it is 3:10 p.m.
Yeah.
with John Park, Colonel Unger, and a number of other members of the South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club standing by watching.
I guarantee one of them had a pipe in his mouth.
Oh, yeah. He was like, "This thing won't light. It keeps going up."
Well, somebody get me a light that works in the rain.
Jebediah, please, not now. Well, hold on.
How? Oh, I've got an idea. A flame for cigarettes and pipes and whatnot that works in the rain.
Flood. I mean, look, it's 3:10 and I can't light this motherfucker.
None of these men better be in a union.
He comes over like while everyone's about to watch the dam break and he doesn't know what's going on. He's like, "Say, boys, can any of you light this in the rain? What are y'all staring at, fellas? What's got your eyeballs?" So standing by watching, all those guys are standing by watching. The dam broke, and they said,
I gotta say, like, that's gotta be an amazing thing to see.
"Well,
Just from
from a standpoint of like
whole, yeah,
things, unfathomable
break.
things to watch."
Yes.
Well, they said it didn't even really look like a break. It looked just like one big push,
Like a sluice.
like a sluice.
Like a big sluice.
Within 45 minutes, the lake was empty. The velocity was comparable to that of Niagara River hitting Niagara Falls.
That's a lot.
Or in other words, when the South Fork Dam burst, it was like Niagara Falls was running into the valley below and Johnstown for 45 minutes straight. And we actually don't know the full levels of rainfall that morning because the weather observer was about to get killed and all of his notes with him.
Well, what a jackass.
But we do know
Right?
that 16 million tons of water
That's a lot.
was about to go down the Conemaugh River Valley.
Cool.
And that's the end of part one.
Oh,
So
I don't think we need a part two.
I kind of feels like
I feel like it's over.
I should say
Nobody died.
I might be the deadliest Dollop because I feel like you probably wouldn't do this because you're like Jesus Christ. Let me say that the book where most of this comes from is David McCullough, The Johnstown Flood. Also there is a TV show called I Was There, also Uncle Tom's Cabin. We'll post the links to a couple other YouTube videos, but
Not good.
not good. Crazy and reminds me so much of just what we're watching now with our climate and shit, where you're just like, cool, all right, sweet.
Rich people cutting corners never works.
Yeah, never works. And
Nope.
they what do they get you? They get you fucking and when you actually have elevation, like that's to some extent we will have a version of like it's like they've self-moded themselves in these environments. Like Mark Zuckerberg has an island where no one can get to. Like these advantages of where you are as far as like damage. I mean, they just kind of they make these little forts for themselves because they're like, well, we're full of shit. Everyone's gonna die.
Oh, I can get to it, Zuckerberg. I can get to it.
That would be a great movie.
Yeah, it would be.
Get to Zuckerberg's call it.
That'd be so amazing. Like, you should be able to make a movie like that now, even though we all know that the reaction would be like, "You can't do that. Why?" And no one would want to pay for it to make. But so many people would love it. It would, it would be so great, and it would just be like, it would be cathartic for so many people.
I think the even if right now people are like, dude, in 5-10 years, people will be like, this is the best movie.
Yeah.
It's like when you watch like George Carlin at the time, you're like, this guy's awesome. Like now people are just like, what the fuck? Well, how did he know everything? It was just like he was just fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So part 2
Well,
soon.
everybody loses.
Not necessarily.
Except the rich guys.
By the way, I wonder if the trick pony made it.
Mm.
I don't have that information. I'll try to find out.
Isn't it a donkey?
Oh my god.
Wasn't that a trick donkey?
No, that was a trick question.
Oh.
It was a trick donkey.
Okay. Yeah.
Trick ass. Have you heard Trick Ass's new album? This episode's over.